Welcome. Good evening to everyone. We're starting a little late tonight. I hope you guys got the message. We had a very late clinic. All of our peptide DNA weight loss and RTT hypnosis therapy has become so popular this season. So what is it that we're exactly going to talk about tonight? And why? Well, I'm Dr. Birkenstock, owner of Skin Body Health in New Orleans, Louisiana, and Mandeville, Louisiana. We are also licensed and we go and do shows in Alabama, which I was at last weekend, as well as Florida. Well, I will be in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale this upcoming weekend on the 16th through the 18th of June. We also do national calls, and we do have now some international clients. Where we do Zoom conference calls and go over life coaching as well as health, anti-aging, and any of the other aspects that we're here to serve people for. So I just recently got back a week and a half ago from Ibiza, Spain. Some people call it Ibiza, Spain. Ibiza. It's a beautiful island in Spain where I spent some time with my friend and author, the famous Marissa Peer. This is one of her most recent books, Tell Yourself a Better Lie. Use the power of rapid transformational therapy, which is hypnosis, to edit your story and rewrite your life. She's an amazing woman, and I'm proud to call her my friend and colleague. So she did a retreat in Ibiza, Spain, a couple of weeks back, which I attended, and it was just wonderful. And there I also updated and engaged and expanded my training in rapid transformational therapy. So what is it, and what do we do with it, and why are we even interested in it? Well, when most people think about their life, there's something they want to go better, or to go differently, or wish that hasn't happened, or just want to get rid of. I want to get rid of this weight. I want to get rid of these migraines. I want love. I want a relationship. I want to get out of a bad relationship and stop getting into bad relationships. And the list goes on and on. Well, with rapid transformational therapy, it's an award-winning therapy. It's a sort of a go-to therapy where we're absolutely curing people in 1 to the most 3 sessions for most addictions and lifelong problems. 80% of the people get a immediate cure, and it's just been unbelievable. It started 3 decades ago, actually, in the UK, England, with Marissa Peer, and she's now brought it internationally and globally. One of her very well-respected friends and colleagues is Tony Robinson. So Tony Robinson is sort of the self-development guru. Marissa Peer is the change your life and get rid of the problem guru. It's actually a combination where it's using some hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, otherwise known as NLP, psychotherapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy to form a totally unique and powerful life-changing method. And it absolutely does work. So when we tell ourselves we read a book, or we go to a seminar or a retreat, or we watch some personal development on TV or YouTube or tapes or whatever, and we say, now I understand. If I do this, for example, what could be this? I keep procrastinating about exercise. So I'm going to go, I love to exercise, I love to exercise, I love to exercise, and it's going to change everything. Well, that might motivate a little bit, and it might help short term, but what's going on there, the reason why it doesn't stick, or I'm not going to eat cookies again, and the reason maybe lasts for 3 to 5 days, but then boom, 1 week later you're back in the cookie jar. What's going on? Well, we're trying to change behavior in those venues with the conscious mind, the logical mind, the analytical mind. And that keeps us stuck in the problem, because the conscious, the analytical mind, it can't solve the problem because it didn't create it. What created our problems? Our subconscious mind. And it didn't mean to. It was trying to help us, actually. So the mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Oh, you're afraid to speak in public. Oh, you're fretting and so worried about speaking, doing that presentation. I know, I'll give you a migraine. If I give you a migraine, you don't even have to go to that stupid presentation. Don't worry, I've got this handled. So the mind solves the problem, but not always in a good and transformative way. So let me me back up a moment and say, if you've missed any of our previous webinars on anti-aging, vitality, longevity, Botox, skin fillers, hair restoration, hormones, anti-aging hormones, bioidentical hormones, and hormones just to feel good after male andropause and female menopause, please go to our YouTube store where you'll see the several years of our YouTube videos. Dr. Birkenstock Skin Body Health. That YouTube channel is Dr. Birkenstock Skin Body Health. If you're watching from TikTok or Instagram, like and share to be entered into a free drawing. This week's free drawing is one lucky person will get a RTT hypnosis session. Lasts about an hour and a half with me, Dr. Birkenstock. I can do it online, or as I love to do, I can do it in person. So please like and share. One person will be announced next week that will get this complimentary hypnosis RTT, rapid, life-changing, transformational therapy. If you're visiting us on Facebook, please like and share, or YouTube as well, please like and share. So when we look at what's going on with the mind, we have to back up and go, well, what is the root cause? Whether it's a food addiction, so all of a sudden we're overweight at some point of our lives, whether it's a gambling addiction, whether it's a drug or alcohol addiction. All addictions are related to some root cause that happened in our past, and usually in childhood. What we see with a lot of sexual abuse, whether it be incest from someone in the home or relative, or whether it be from a neighbor or a school teacher, and whether it's happening to a male or a female, but typically in a female in this case, is that the mind goes, oh, you don't ever want men to look at you like that again. Oh, you don't want men to ever touch you in that way again. Well, I know, I'll make you 400 pounds. Then you never have to worry about those kind of looks or stares or those kind of bad touches again. And so the mind picks a role, a function, a purpose to this thing, and it's trying to help. And maybe, or an intention, role, function, purpose, intention. And maybe at some point in your life, it did serve some purpose when you were young. But now that you're an older, mature adult, 400 pounds doesn't serve you well, and you can protect yourself. But you have to go back and identify the root cause of what happened when you were in childhood that shamed you, that tarnished you, or made you feel bad in some way, so that we can get rid of that role, that function, that purpose, and that intention of the thing that is now pulling you down and holding you back in life. And it's done through neuroplasticity. So the method RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy Hypnosis, has been in development and testing for more than 30 years, 3 decades. From real clients, from royalty to rock stars to Olympic athletes, to overeaters, to cocaine addicts, to everyone in between. Even normal, everyday people. And if it can help them, it can certainly help you or someone you know. The lovely thing is that it takes, in most cases, one treatment, so that you're not sitting on a couch for the next 10 years. No insult to the psychologists, psychotherapists, social workers, but there is a better and different way. So when we uncover the root cause and we address it, and we find out in the subconscious what happened when we were young, that created this role, function, purpose of something, whether it was killing the pain with alcohol, drugs, gambling, or killing the shame with food, desserts, running away. We can then bring it to the surface, change the subconscious thought process, and alleviate the problem once and for all. So if you had an infection of your tooth, you wouldn't keep going to the dentist and have the dentist say, yep, that's an infection. Let's talk about that today. Well, I'll tell you what, come back next week and we'll talk about it again. And how about the following week? Are you available Tuesday or Friday? And we'll talk about it a third time. That would be crazy. If you go to the dentist with an infected tooth, you need an antibiotic and a cure for that infection, and maybe even have the tooth pulled. And that would be the end of it. That would be the end, the cure of the infected tooth. Well, that also applies to the mind. We just didn't know that in this country before. So with the mind, there's always three issues. It doesn't matter if you are a rock star making 30 million a year, or you're a movie star, Olympic athlete, overeater, or just plain everyday person with X, Y, or Z issues. With all clients, rich, medium, or poor, it comes down to three issues. One, I'm not enough. Two, it's not available to me. Three, I am different. And that is simply not true. You are enough. You've always been enough. You will always be enough. But we've got to let the mind know that. And we've got to teach the subconscious mind that as well. Not the logical mind. The logical mind can repeat that like a parrot over and over. And please do. It's a great thing to parrot. You can put it on your walls. You can put it on your mirror. I am enough. The more you see it, the more repetition you get into it, the more it will soak into your soul. So what we know is when we're 0 to 7 years old, we're totally run on the software program of the subconscious mind. We're learning everything we see. We're learning how to enunciate. We're learning how to talk. We're learning how to walk. We're learning how to crawl. We're learning how to eat. We're learning how to swallow. We're learning our ABCs and our 1, 2, 3s. And everything during that 0 to 7 year time pattern is being stored in the subconscious mind. It's the blueprint of how you're going to live the rest of your life. Some of us came from great homes, some not so great, and somewhere in between. And no one intended to do anything, but with the best of intentions, with the very best of intentions, we get some malfunctioning programming in our subconscious mind, whether it was from our parents or our extended family or someone in the community or even at school. Sometimes our subconscious program will keep embedding lessons and words and wrong theories until we're about 20. But then after that, that software is closed down, shut down, and the computer is running on something that was learned long ago. And the logical, current, analytical mind can't change that program unless we change the subconscious program. We have to rewire it, refire it via neuroplasticity, neurolinguistic programming, and get a new framework in which to live. So we could tell our mind, I'm going to be skinny next year, going to be skinny next year. Next year, I'm going to get into that gorgeous swimsuit. Next year, I'm getting into that swimsuit. So what happens when next year comes around and we reread what we wrote in maybe our diary or in our goal sheet or our wish board? I'm going to get into that swimming suit next year. Well, I'm still heavy. What happened? What do the words say? I'm going to get into that swimsuit next year. It's not next year. When is next year? Next year is next year and next year and next year and next year. The mind doesn't know the future. It only knows the now. I am thin now. I'm getting thinner every day, starting now. You have to tell the mind things in the now. So the mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Like I gave an example before. Oh, you want attention? I know. I'll give you excessive gas. You'll get attention everywhere. But wait, mind, I didn't mean that kind of attention. That's not what you told the mind. You told the mind you wanted attention. So it gave you excessive gas, and you get plenty of attention. But it's not the kind of attention that we want. So we have to reprogram the mind with what we do want. And we have to be very clear, very concise, because the mind does what it thinks you want it to do. It listens to the words you say. It listens to the thoughts you make. So you have to think better thoughts. Say better things. Love yourself more. We can link 90% of asthma, migraines, and eczemas to conditions that were set out when we were little in the subconscious mind. It doesn't mean anyone's faking sick, and we're certainly not trying to promote that, and that's not what we're suggesting. What we are suggesting, though, is if you saw little Johnny, who was a premature baby, at home, and little Johnny got all of mom and dad's attention because he was so sick, guess what happens in that home? The other sibling, maybe it's a Susie, Susie starts developing eczema or psoriasis. Why? Because then Susie gets special lotion rubbed onto her every night and hope you feel better, and oh, the rash is looking better. So Susie's finally getting some attention from mom and dad. And she didn't do it on purpose. Her subconscious mind said, oh, you need attention. You want attention. I know. I'll come up with eczema or psoriasis, and that way you'll get mom and dad's attention. Wouldn't it be great to get rid of the eczema, the psoriasis, the migraines, the deafness? There's even been cases of deafness that was cured with rapid transformational therapy because it was brought about by trauma in childhood. So we see a positive change in more than 80% of the clients surrounded by anxiety, addiction, self-esteem issues, lack of confidence, inability to speak in public, and so on, so forth. Science has proven that neuroplasticity, which means the brain can change, can actually rewire and reboot our minds and has a most powerful impact, not only on your mind, but on the planet. This is a very, very empowering method. So we wanted to bring you this current update on rapid transformational therapy. My friend Marissa Peer and her new book, Tell Yourself a Better Lie, and her original book is wonderful too, and very easy to read, very short. I Am Enough. Write it everywhere, share it everywhere. You'll be amazed at just what that little sentence can do for you. If we can help you in any way with rapid transformational therapy hypnosis, takes an hour and a half of your time. We can do it online. We can do it in person. I would be more than happy to help you. Again, if you've missed any of our prior webinars, we're on our YouTube channel, Dr. Birkenstock Skin Body Health. You can click in the description below to go to our website, skinbodyhealth.com. That's skinbodyhealth.com. Please like and share our video regardless of what platform you may be on, because we may have said something tonight or in the future or in the past that might be able to help your family and your friends. And as Dr. Bruce Lipton said, we can access the subconscious mind to create and change neural pathways to give you a better future beginning now. Thank you. I'm Dr. Birkenstock.